Well then, shit happened, I guess, in Mark V. I mean, it came out of nowhere with like the whole shit with like the big reveal of this guy that appeared in the first episode and revealed about who he is already was just like the fuck, like so. Okay, let me just get with the start of this review because like that was just fucking weird and it's left me a lot of questions and it made me wonder where is this series now going since they seem to be getting more into plot. So it seems like, Sourdough is all butthurt, he has his little crappy crew and all that, saying like, oh yeah, I got better cards now, I'm gonna beat you. And Yuzu and the other girl, they start hearing this and saying, oh, how dare they do this? Yuzu, I freaking respect. Just like, you dare like say this shit about my friend, the person I care for, and she was up there ready to duel Salatari. It's like, yo, you dueling me right now. It's like, I don't give a fuck if you've got any cards, like these rare cards and all that. If I'm gonna beat you down, you don't say that. And this mysterious figure that we saw throughout the whole episode is saying like, oh, he's building up, and I thought we were just gonna see a little glimpse of him. And when we see him actually in the duel, because he's like, oh, he stopped Salatari set from actually dueling with Yuzu, he's like, yo, no, I'm doing this duel. He's like, in mask, goggles, and stuff like that. And it was like, goggles, who uses them? Like that. It was like, it reminds me of someone, but it was like, I was honestly expecting something more from what we see. And then the duel itself was just super fucking quick. Like, oh, I set 5 cards set down. The guy just, the unknown guy just sets them down. He's like, so I was like laughing at him, just calling, oh, you're a knight to it. And it's like, what I really liked what his cards were. Like Saratari, like he only used a few cards in this one, but he used a monarch card, like it was like a mini monarch one that you can special summon. Then he advanced summon to summon, Mobius, the Frost Monarch, and then he used a field spell, which I like that they have that star rare stuff now in the anime, which they added into the cards like ages ago during like the Owl. They show you, oh, these are star rares and all that. They look really cool. Look at how flashy they are, and they show them as well in the anime. They show, oh, this is how rare this card is. And he uses, Monarch to destroy 2 cards. I mean, Monarch is like one of the most oldest cards now. I mean, it came out during GX generation, but it's pretty old now compared to what it is. It's like surprising that people even still use Monarchs because they're that good. And it was like, okay, then we bring out the Mega Monarch, who, destroy the rest of them. And it was just like, all of his were spell cards. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, why are you setting some spell cards down, like, guy? And it's like, it made no sense. And then when he was not about to attack him, he actually used his cards. It seems like all his cards work from the graveyard, from what I imagine, and he just like sets all 3 of them. It's like, oh, I special summon them. And it seems like these monsters are actually monsters because you're able to XYZ with them, which I'm pretty sure that you couldn't really do with some of the monsters. Like, I'm pretty sure that if they're actually the spell card themselves and they're actually treated as that, then yeah, they are. But if they're just like a special summon token sort of monster, then you're not allowed to do that with XYZs. And it was like, yo, I'll bring out my XYZ Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. And I was like, okay, I gotta say from this, using an XYZ, which they say is like, oh, this is only the highest of the high can use XYZ, which is like, I don't have to be experienced to use XYZ. I mean, they're saying fusion is a pretty high technique thing to use, and probably synchro as well. But it's like, it's cool that we're actually getting to see all the other cards. We get to see XYZs. We saw fusion last week for the last 2 weeks. That was really cool to see. We still need to see synchros. We still need to see rituals and all that. Rituals, I'm looking forward to see if they bring rituals back because, I mean, I like using Gishki, so it's like, I want to use a Gishki deck again, and it's like, let's improve it with some more ritual monsters. And when he brings up his Dark Rebellion Dragon, and it had 2,500, and it had 2,800 for the other, and may I remind you, this isn't an action duel they're doing right now, this is a proper duel. And then there was that, oh, they're actually dealing damage, like, this is actually causing harm to one another. And when he's using his XYZ Dragon, which can use both of its materials, it actually uses it and it's able to half anything from level 5 or higher, and you get its attack points. He does that twice, and he fucking destroys Sawatari. It's just like, takes a whole big ass move on it. It's like, yo, 3,900, and he was just like, oh, this duel is pathetic. And he's just like, oh, but I use my trap card, which is trap card is like, I'll do the same damage that as your monster is, or destroy it. So it's like 3,600 at this point, and Sawatari only had 100 less, and he's like, oh, please stop. And he brought out like one of these Dark Knight spears, and it negates it, and it actually deals 100, and he actually wins in pretty much 1 turn. I'm like, yo, this guy's sick. But when he reveals him, and he says like, he has this little badge or something saying like, oh, where's Arcadius or something he was saying. Like, I'm guessing Arcadius is like this bad guy of what we're getting from the series. Maybe that might be, the principal that we're dealing with. Who knows what we're going to get throughout Arc V. I'm very curious about what they're going to be doing. And just like when we got revealed that is like Yuya, like Yuya, future Yuya, or someone that looks like Yuya, I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, what's going on right now? Like, what was this? Like, they just revealed it's like it's someone that looks like Yuya. He has blue hair, same voice actor as well, so it's pretty much his Yuya at this point. But it's like, what the fuck happened to it? And then we see the other Yuya reappear. So it's like, there's gotta be something more, because it said there's even something more with Yuzu, because he didn't want to hurt her, saying like, oh, I want you to be safe. And it seems like with that magic, she has like some sort of magical bracelet or something, because the bracelet shines and then the guy disappears. So the episode ends with like Yuya returns, saying like, oh, is that you, Yuya? Like saying that is the real you. And it's like, and next week it seems like we had like, oh, a lot of people from the school LDS is attacking, and we're gonna have a lot of duels. Hopefully next week we're going to be building up some more stuff. I'm very interested in what they're going to do. Very good, good setup. I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen. The duel itself, it was cool to see some more. Yeah, it was overall like I'd say 6.5. Like, actually, no, it was more like 7. It was a good episode. I really did enjoy this one. Like, I think the Dark Rebellion Dragon looked good. That looked sick. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. And I would say a little bit disappointed that, Yuzu didn't get her duel, but I do respect it. Like, oh my god, she's 10 times better than what fucking Kotori was, like, from Zia. She was crusty. But that's all for me. I was thinking, thank you very much for watching. As always, remember, I'll see you guys next time, and straight love.